Nuggets. San Antonio, second best record in the Western Conference. And Denver hanging on for the moment at that number 8 spot. The last team that would get in the playoffs if they started today, 22 and 27. And let's take a look at our starting lineups. You see Michael Malone, the second-year head coach for Denver. Frost Bank, as always, brings you the starting lineup. The Nuggets, Wilson Chandler, Kenneth Faried, who's had 4 straight double-doubles. Nikola Jokic, he had the triple-double last night in their win against Milwaukee. Gary Harris, and now the veteran Jameer Nelson has been getting the start recently at the point. And they bring the youngster Emmanuel Mudiay off the bench, and that seems to have helped the Nuggets. As for the Spurs, Frost Bank starting lineup, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Aldridge back after missing a game with a sore knee. Dwayne Dedmon, who has led the Spurs to an unbeaten record when he is a starter in his 5 games and a double-double the other night. And Kawhi, you see, loosening up. Parker and Green, the other two. USA with a series history. The Spurs have won 8 straight at home against the Denver Nuggets. They've won both meetings this season, averaging 122 points per game in the 2 victories. And overall, the Spurs lead the series, as you can see, 113 to 65. The last meeting was just a couple of weeks ago, January 19th. The Spurs won 118-104 here. Kawhi had 34 in that game, and DeJounte Murray had 24 in the contest for the Spurs. As he put on a show, Tony Parker sitting out with that sore foot, and Murray took advantage of some playing time.
Yeah, it's terrific. It was so beneficial for him just to raise his confidence. Hopefully he's able to get out there a little bit tonight.
Spurs with the tap. Parker out front against another vet, Nelson. Inside, Dedmon for 2.
How about that for a start? Hopefully that's a good omen. I'd like to see 50 more of those. Little high percentage shots, just layups. Nice start to the ball game.
Here is Jokic. Looks to Chandler. Harris on the drive. Sweeping hook, no. Rebound to Dedmon. Dedmon, 13 points, 10 rebounds, a couple of blocks against Philly the other night.
I'll give it right back to Kawhi. He's got the big guy on him. Go ahead and allow him to apply some pressure to Jokic.
Marcus Aldridge. Long rebound. He couldn't come up with it. And Harris off to Chandler. In the paint. Kicks it out. Harris set at the line. Misses the 3. Wow. Kenneth Faried flying and hopefully okay. He came down in a thud.
I think he landed on the ball.
That ball picks up the foul.
The ball doesn't have a lot of give in it. See what happens here. Yeah, right on his side.
Well, Faried has been ferocious. He's been the Faried of old.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, that's a spectacular man's rebound there.
And Nelson makes it pay off as he hits the 3. Jameer averages 8 points a game, 2 rebounds, and better than 4 assists per contest. Here is Leonard. Back to Aldridge. Rebound comes off to Harris. Harris on the drive, avoids Dedmon, and that left it open, though, for Faried to follow up.
That's exactly right. The penetration there by Harris gets our guys out of position. There's an easy cleanup there for Kenneth Faried.
Parker for 2. Number 20 in Denver. The only time he's played against them this year was sensational with 21 points, 9 assists, and he went 10 of 11 from the floor. Leonard had it, lost it, got it back. Green. Off the mark to Tony Parker. I thought Matt Bonner made a good statement earlier on Spurs Live about the Spurs need to come out ready because Denver's coming off the back-to-back, getting in here at 3:30 in the morning and make a statement early in this one.
No question. Just punch them in the mouth early on. Let them know that they have no chance of winning in this building. And, you know, lots of times you have teams that got in at 3:30 in the morning. They're a little tired. They're going to say there's no chance we can win this one. They're going to pack it up.
And on the drive is Faried, and he is fouled. And there's what you were talking about. Jokic making the pass. No, he didn't get an assist because the bucket wasn't scored, but his teammates going to the free throw line.
You know, again, now my spies have told me that last night his 11 assists should have been 16. At that center position for a guy who's 6'10" to 7 feet tall, it's remarkable. And he's a terrific passer. As a matter of fact, you know, he's kind of altered this team entirely because they're running their offense through him. Bill, he's setting everybody up. And actually what I've heard is that guys are fighting to play with him. They don't want to come off the bench. They want to be on the floor when he's out there because he's going to find you and he's going to make the right pass.
David Lee comes on and comes up with a rebound as Fareed misses both free throws. He's a 70% free throw shooter this year, averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds a game.
And not only that, Bill, with Nikola Jokic last night with his first triple-double, Kawhi makes that from the corner. Good ball movement. He was presented with the game ball last night, and he had all of his teammates sign it, just to let them know that the reason he got the triple-double was because of them.
How cool is that a guy understands that?
He gets it already.
At 21 years old. Nelson on the drive to Chandler. Chandler rims the three. Aldridge the rebound off to Parker. Leonard's three giving the Spurs a 7-5 lead. Remember, Dedmon picking up that second foul, brought in David Lee in the early going. Kawhi.
Back down to Jameer Nelson and work the little guy over.
Draws the double team, and then Aldridge is smacked as he goes to the rim.
I'd like to see our guys continue to learn how to play with Kawhi being double teamed. There should be a field day for everybody else out there on the floor. You got to lick your chops when you see an extra man going to Kawhi Leonard. It means you're going to get a shot.
So Aldridge at the free throw line. Fareed picking up his first foul of the night. L.A. missing the Philly game with the sore knee. Had a 25.6 rebound, 3 block performance against Oklahoma City in the win on Tuesday night. And Aldridge, 28 points in the first meeting against the Denver Nuggets. And followed up with 10, 3, and 6 assists in the second meeting. Aldridge makes it 9-5.
Our bigs have to be active tonight. I want them to put pressure on Jokic. Hopefully take him out of his game.
Jokic and Lee nearly got a piece of that one. He's still able to score.
He's not going to play above the rim. Not at all, but he's got unbelievable touch in the paint.
Well, Michael Malone, I asked him before the game, has Jokic done anything that surprised you as far as his recent development?
Yeah.
He said they saw the playmaking ability last year, but he goes, his ability to finish on a consistent basis as Nelson hits the three is the one thing that's happened a little sooner than they thought.
Yeah, and he's only 21 years old, so he's got a tremendous upside. Our guys have to be ready. The Denver Nuggets have come to play even after that late arrival. Beautiful ball moves there. Kawhi's ready to shoot and in balance and knocks it down.
Nuggets 10-9. Yes, the Argentinian crowd loving Manu's presence here tonight. We're loving everybody's presence. All the season ticket members that make it. And each night we honor one tonight, the McSorleys.
Yeah, the America's Diamond Season Ticket Spotlight tonight shines on Patrick and Bethany McSorley. They've been season ticket members for 11 years. They went on their first date, Bill, to a Spurs game during Tim Duncan's rookie season and have been attending Spurs games ever since. So I assume they're on their 40th anniversary. Shortly after that, they decided to become season ticket members and have loved seeing their sons grow up in the Spurs family.
Anyway, to take a shot at 21 here.
Oh, it's just too easy. Leonard too much fun.
Spurs are now 3 of 7. Denver started off 4 of 8 for the floor. Here is Nelson. Can't go to Fareed. Takes the shot himself. Nice job by Lee to keep Fareed off.
Got 2 athletic guys there battling for that rebound underneath, but Ken Fareed's just a freak athletically.
Lee wins the battle for the rebound, and a foul will be called inside after the Leonard miss.
That's David Lee right there, prolific offensive rebounder. Just has a sense of how that ball is going to come off the rim.
Jokic picking up his first foul, second team foul. And David Lee to the free throw line, averaging 7 points, 5.5 rebounds, 12 and 9 against Philly. Also had an assist, couple steals, 2 blocks. As Lee in his 12th year out of the University of Florida. David, a double-double in a start against the Nuggets. The last time they played with 10 and 16 rebounds.
16 boards.
Season best for him.
Yeah.
Chandler Kawhi couldn't even come up with that.
Oh, that's a strong move there from Wilson Chandler. He's a big, strong guy. And he turned the corner off that high handoff and gets all the way to the rim. Then gets creative, use that left hand to finish.
Parker swings it to Green. Danny right back to Parker. 9 on the shot clock, in the paint, knocked away. Last off of Tony.
You see, Tony was trying to sell that one. Looks like he just lost it.
Jokic to Chandler. Chandler, big night last night against Milwaukee with 23 and 8 boards and stat-stuffing line to go with it.
He's one of the guys, Bill, that is happier when he's out on the floor with Jokic because he's getting all kinds of passes, getting spoon-fed. And then he can do it on his own.
Makes it 14-10 here. He had 4 blocks last night as well as a couple of steals in their 4-point win against Milwaukee. They led that one by 22 at one point. Leonard draws the foul on Kenneth Faried. Second foul on the Morehead State guy. And Kawhi Leonard will go to the free throw line.
All right, Kawhi just got him with that ball fake. Got to be a little bit more patient there for Kenneth Faried. Although Faried did his best to go straight up and down.
And Leonard, 4th in the league at free throws. As far as percentage at 91, hits the first one. Hey, folks, want to remind you to join the official Spurs fan club presented by AT&T. You'll receive great benefits like access to pre-sales, exclusive offers, and members-only contests. Joined by the 20th of this month for the chance to win an autographed Tony Parker jersey. Visit spurs.com/fan club to join for free. Leonard pulls the Spurs back within 2. Jokic out front, can't go to Harris, all the way across to Chandler. Danny Green nearly swipes it, and it'll be a tie.
Not enough room on that side of the court to get too fancy. Chandler spun right into Danny Green's hands. And he almost comes away with that steal. Good help defense there from Danny.
No first down, they'll jump it up. Who you got in the Super Bowl tomorrow? I know you're attending the game.
You know, the Patriots, for some reason, no matter who they play, they always seem to just slow it down, make it their pace, and figure out a way how to win ball games. But all that being said, I love Atlanta. Julio Jones is a monster.
Well, they may have to score a bunch to beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
And they win the game, but I don't think you're control that offense. Barton coming off the bench, out front. Chandler way off the mark.
Missile.
Parker, 5:44 to go, first quarter. Spurs down 2. Tony in the paint, got to the rim this time.
How about using that left hand in the rim to protect the shot, keeping it away from Jokic?
Parker averaging just under 11, 4 points tonight. Jokic out front, guarded by Aldridge. Tony. The steal, Jokic chasing, not in time.
Big fella's not that fast. And he's not that athletic. He's not going to win a foot race against Tony Parker in the open court. Tony just tricky hands. First time he's going to get a screen there from LA. Gets all the way in the paint, and the big fella gets caught reaching down low. That's not going to get it done. And Tony sticks his hand in there, gets a piece of it. They're off to the races, and he trusts the big fella.
Spurs taking the lead again.
Welcome back. Time for your window of opportunity. This is what I want to show you here. There's a screen by LaMarcus, but as Tony comes off here, he's going to be one-on-one with Jokic. And what Jokic does here, we're going to freeze it for you right there. This is what I don't like from bigs, because you're negating your height advantage. He's coming to Tony's level. Instead of moving his feet and then trying to meet Tony at the glass, he swipes down at the basketball. Tony blows right by him. He senses his opportunity. He takes advantage. That's your window of opportunity.
Tony Parker with a half dozen lead the Spurs. Nelson was 6 to pace the Nuggets. They clear for Jokic. Misses the jumper. Danny Green comes up for the rebound. Rebounds are even at 7 apiece right now. That's an area that Denver excels in. They out-rebound their opponents by better than 6 a game.
Well, because they push the pace, they move the ball around. They have a lot of different weapons. And if you get a breakdown in your defense, you have Fareed, you have Jokic. Those guys are going hard to the offensive glass.
Jokic pawing away at LA, picks up his second foul.
And slapped him right on the back of his noggin. How about that? Not that quick going for the ball. And that's his second, so now he's in a little bit of trouble.
So another itch comes in. Nurkic, Yusef, 7-footer from Bosnia in his third year, averages 8 points, just under 6 boards a game.
Yeah, but vastly different players.
Yeah, as you can see there, as he crushes Tony Parker with a little hip check.
He probably picks up his first foul just 5 seconds into the ball game. And Nurkic is more of a banger. He's going to play with his back to the basket, try to beat you up a little bit, use those wide shoulders, that big body.
Michael Malone has tried different combinations with his bigs and played them together at times, was bringing Jokic off the bench, starting Nurkic, and he's found that everything centering around Jokic is the way to go. Nurkic now comes off the bench exclusively. Michael in his second year in Denver, had a couple years in Sacramento, no revolving door of coaches.
Yeah. Thought he did a heck of a job out there when he was there.
He did, actually.
And prior to that was an assistant with the Warriors under Mark Jackson. Tony Parker taking care of business at the line, and the Spurs 8 straight, now 18-14 lead. Nelson to Harris. Manu on him. Lee trying to stay in front of Chandler. Manu with a rebound.
A solid defense there from David Lee.
Lee running the floor. Too far. He got a little far underneath there. Nelson from Harris. Chandler poked away by Manu. Right back to Nelson. Leonard picks him up. Nelson in the paint. Aldridge swats it away.
Yeah, he wasn't getting that one up between LaMarcus and Kawhi. That's going to be an extremely difficult shot.
Parker gets a breather. Mills in.
Yeah, this is almost impossible here. Sneak that ball up between those two guys.
Inbound. Wilson Chandler gives it off to Nelson. Nurkic with a screen. Nurkic. Mills better be careful around that biggin. And foul is called off Patty this time. Third team foul, first of the night on Patty. We have 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. Harris. Nelson in the paint. Does find room to score this time.
Jameer Nelson, when he wants to get it going, look out. He's capable of exploding on you. I've always been a big fan of his. Always plays under control.
Blocked by Nurkic against Aldridge. Martin pushing the pace. Denver averages 110 a game, third in the league.
Martin just held on to that ball just a little too long. He had Jameer Nelson wide open for a three. Gave up the ball a little too late.
Chandler was begging for the ball. Didn't get it. Now the Spurs switch back. And here's Barton. Nurkic kept it alive, but Aldridge finally comes away with it.
Good job up there by LA to box him out. Get that big fella off the glass.
Leonard back to LA to Manu. We approach the 3-minute mark. Spurs subs coming in a moment. Deadman and Jonathan Simmons. Manu. Got it for a triple. Ginobili. And Manu Ginobili has just made his 1,400th three of his career.
That's astounding. What
and another 309 from playoff games.
Yeah, it was astounding. They have to play a long time to get that many threes up.
Backs out here. Swings it to Leonard. David Lee calling for it. 10 on the shot clock. Aldridge to Manu. From the other side. Why not? Manu Ginobili, a quick 6. Spurs by 8.
How about that for 14:01? Starting to feel it.
Nelson out. Chandler counters with a triple.
Wilson Chandler just goes and gets it right back. He's having a pretty solid year there on the floor with Jokic.
Averages nearly 16 a game and 6.8 rebounds per contest. Leonard. Now Aldridge. Quick move to the hole. Leonard. Manu sits in the shot clock. Saves. Manu. Lee. And it's have it. Just the way Pop drew it.
Exactly. That play's called chaos. How about that? We're going to turn it over and get it back and throw it down.
And then the twisting shot by Harris gives them 2.
On our losses, Bill, though, we didn't have anything like that. We never had a play where we really got the crowd in the ball game and got everybody's juices flowing. Oh, no. And Haywood Workman, I've got to talk to you about that one.
Here's the last play, Sean.
Well, it's all over the place. And, it's going to be turned over. No, it's not. I got it. I don't got it. And there's L.A. with a big-time finish. Our bench goes crazy.
They're going chaos, yeah, just the way.
Yes,
yeah,
chaos.
Okay.
That's what we call it. But I take the last foul here. I take exception to that because L.A. was textbook boxing out on the offensive end. He used his lower body. He didn't use his upper body to push off. There's no way that should have been called a foul.
Wilson Chandler knocks down another triple, and the Nuggets have hit 3 from deep as he's 2 of 4 with 10 points. They've now hit 4 of 9. Manu counters his 3rd bucket of the night, and it's 28-24. Harris, right through his hands out of bounds. He was licking his chops at that open 3.
He was shooting the ball before he had it. Well, took his eyes off the ball, was looking at the rim instead, but how did he get that wide open, especially after a made bucket? Spurs going to go 2 for 1 here.
37 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. Mills swings it back. Manu lost the handle and a foul. Little reach in on Moutier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good break for our guys. I was definitely going the opposite direction.
So Ginobili, 8 points in 5 minutes. A couple of threes and then that driving layup. A rebound to boot for Manu. And Ginobili knocks this one in from the line. Manu 81% on the season, averaging just under 8 points a contest. Double figures in both of the previous meetings against the Nuggets with 11 and 14. Here you see his work tonight. Monty McCutcheon crew checking out, make sure the clock is correct. 29.6 to play.
31.6 on the game clock. All right, gentlemen, play the release. 1.
Make it 31.6 is what they put up.
Manu's always going to play well against these teams that don't defend very well. It'll be so tricky. He gets in the paint area at will pretty much because there's always the possibility that he's going to penetrate and throw a pass out to somebody. That keeps a lot of defenders at home.
Barton with a miss. Spurs will get it back with 21 seconds to go and up 30-24. Davis Bertans will come on for Pop. Bertans coming off a 12.6 rebound game against Philly. He is second among all rookies in three-point percentage with 40 for the mark. And showed you that graphic, most threes for a rookie since Kawhi Leonard's rookie campaign. And you were way down there.
He's only got a few more than me.
How frustrating that must have been for you, though.
Yeah.
How did you not just tell Larry Brown off?
Well, yeah, exactly. That would have been easy.
Rookie or not. Come on, coach. Spurs turn it over. Denver will get a look here. Harris pulls up, fires, and hits it. It will count.
He can score. He had a big game last night. He played well against us last time in this building. This shot's good.
Yeah, it was Murray. Sure. I think I said Harris. Beg your pardon on that.
Murray. Yep. He showed me a little something last time in this building just a couple weeks ago. That was a good-looking shot to beat the buzzer.
Spurs by 3 at the break.
Welcome back. Time for your HEB Inside the Game. As Kawhi has the ball in the low block, LA's going to cut through. Manu's going to get to the wide-open three-point spot, and watch the lack of rotation. You're going to have a freeze right there. There's a double team. You have 2 guys now that are going to run out at Manu Ginobili. They're just unsure of who's supposed to go out there. Either one of them's late. Manu Ginobili starts to feel it, knocks down a big 3 ball. That's your HEB Inside the Game.
Ginobili, a 10-point first quarter for the Spurs. They lead it by 3 as we go to the second quarter here. Barton, stopped by Manu. Cross court, Murray. Buzzer beater again.
I'm not sure that ball was out of his hands. They're going to have to look at that one. I'm calling no good on that one. It didn't look like it was out of his hands.
All right. Producer Daniel Ascraft said, you are correct, Sean. See when they get a chance to take a look at it. Here is Ginobili to Simmons on the drive. Mills to Manu, 8 on the shot clock. Ginobili, another triple. Why the heck not? Manu Ginobili putting on a show.
Right, he just made that happen for himself, basically. The ball movement just got a little, it stopped when it shouldn't have, and Manu Ginobili caught that ball in an awkward situation, and he makes that 3 happen by himself.
Ooh, a crushing foul there is Simmons on the block attempt.
Yeah, there's the ball in
Murray's hands. There's no question that should not count.
Well, this kid is scaring me already, Jamal Murray, because he's been playing really good ball. He's a young player, but he looks like he's got a terrific offensive game. He's got decent size, too. Not a little guy.
At the free throw line, Moutier averaging just under 12 a game, 77% from the line, and makes it a 33-31 game for the moment, but just keep in your mind that's going to be 29.
Yeah.
Mills rolls off. Nurkic with a rebound. Barton brings it back for the Nuggets. Barton, 13 a game coming off the bench. In the paint. Dedmon wrestling for it. On the deck, Barton again. Manu said he'll have a shot at it. And that leaves Moutier open. Rebound Simmons.
You live with him shooting the ball. He's not their best outside shooter.
Jonathan spots Manu. Fires again.
He's feeling it. There's no question. It's just a beautiful balance on that shot. Gets his legs underneath him, lets the ball fly. Now you think everyone's going to fall for him the way he's shooting it.
His season high is 17. He's got 16 tonight.
I was about to say he's going to get it done here in the first half.
Moutier. Nurkic. Stripped by Patty Mills.
He brought it down. Brought to Patty's territory.
Manu says, I'll try another one. This one off the iron.
That was a heat check right there. He threw a lot of air underneath that shot.
Whole bench just a grin in there for a moment going, yeah, go get him.
That's right. I love it. Why not?
36-31, Spurs by a nickel.
They got to come down and shoot another one.
Hernan Gomez and, Barton knocks Patty down, no call, and then at the rim.
Wow, what a piece of work there from Dwayne Dedmon. His defense is just spectacular.
Finally, a foul on Bertans.
Dwayne Dedmon stopped an easy bucket by Hernan Gomez because he goes straight up and down. This is a well-disciplined defender.
Dedmon, talking about productivity for a guy playing 16 minutes a night, he gives it to you.
Here it is. I mean, he just keeps his hands straight up there, prevents an easy layup.
Quick little shot there by Nurkic.
That's what he does, though. That's Nurkic's deal. He's going to catch the ball, and he's going to take a really quick shot. It's almost like he's afraid of getting it blocked.
Mills back out front. Jonathan Simmons on the attack, and he is fouled. 9:01 to go in the first half. Manu Ginobili was 16 points in 8 minutes of work, including 4 or 5 from 3.
And his shots have been just so pure here in this first half. I'd like to see him get a few more up.
Simmons pushes the first free throw. The Juice coming in 74% from the line, averaging 6 points a game. Had 11 against Philly in the victory. Manu's 4 threes matches his season best that he had against Houston back on December 20th. We have 9 minutes to go in the half. Simmons goes 1 of 2. Murray with a rebound. And then Gomez gives it up here. Barton has Davis on him. Moutier behind Norkic. Now feeds the big fella. He misses the dunk. Simmons, no. Dedmon, finally, Jonathan with it. In a crowd, watch out. Caught away. Moutier the other way from the Nuggets.
That should have been a pass immediately to Patty Mills there in the corner.
What a move by Jamal Murray. He's just 19, folks. He averages 8 points a game, 5th among rookies. Dedmon. They go to the free throw line for a pair.
He's just played a terrific first half that still has a lot more left in the tank.
Trivia here. The Coyote got the place a little rowdy. Who are the only 2 players to register 3,000 assists and 300 blocks in a Spurs uniform? Got an answer tweeted to me at Bill Lamb. Lucky winner receives a shout out on the air. Computer operating, Mr. Elliott.
Who are the only 2 players? 300 blocks and 300 assists.
3,000 assists, 300 blocks in a Spurs uniform. All Spurs. Dedmon at the free throw line. By the way, as verified by the truck hours ago, that was a non-field goal. And the score is 37-33, and now Dedmon makes it 38-33 at the free throw line.
For 3,000 assists and 300 blocks, it's got to be the bigs. Obviously, I'm thinking Timmy and Dame, but it can't be that obvious.
Murray with a miss, rebound Green. Here's Kawhi Leonard. Danny tried to force it back to Kawhi. Actually had an opening himself. And then the Nuggets turn it over and give it right back to the Spurs. Spurs with 6 turnovers, and the Nuggets now with 7. On the year, the Nuggets turn it over 15 times and only get it back 12.
Oh, they're not applying a lot of pressure to.
Oh, my goodness. Double D with a dunk.
I don't think people realize how slick that was. That was probably too slick. Half the crowd missed it. That was amazing. Beautiful reverse dunk there by Dwayne Dedmon.
And his defense affected that miss. Kawhi, Dedmon!
Oh, he's fired up. That gets the crowd in the game. Gets the bench off their feet. Not once, but twice. Dwayne Dedmon going top shelf. That's a beautiful pass there from Kawhi Leonard. There's Dwayne, and he's starting to feel it. He loves when guys throws it up there. He's just going to go up and throw it down with authority.
Welcome back to the HEB Fan Zone and the AT&T Center. Spurs' final home game of February. A rodeo road trip is next. Take a look at the standings. Brought to you by Geico, the Western Conference. Spurs trailing the Warriors by 4.5. Lead Houston by 3.5. Clippers now tied with Utah. And there's Denver at number 8. A game up on Portland. Nuggets are playing their 4th game in 5 nights, Sean. And hopefully the Spurs can wear them out.
Yeah, hopefully. But you can't let them hang around.
And Michael Malone saying for the game, one of the keys for them to have a shot at winning tonight is for the consistent effort to not let the Spurs basically go run and hide. Get a big lead to where you aren't able to come back.
That's exactly right.
Kind of stay in contact is what they say a lot of times.
Well, that's been the recipe to beating our guys this year, is to hang in the ball game, and then you make some shots down the stretch, and you hope our guys falter.
Leonard. Dedmon gobbles it up. Right back out to Tony. Dedmon had a notion, and then in tight quarters, L.A. couldn't handle the pass.
I like Dwayne just going right up and trying to throw that ball down. The way he's dunked those last 2.
The other thing is, he also had Jokic in there who might have fouled him and get another one on him.
Exactly right.
Dedmon, by the way, the other night, grabbed his 900th rebound, and he's one of 4 active players with 900 rebounds, 150 blocks in less than 200 games. The others are Whiteside, Karl Anthony Towns, and Nerlens Noel. Towns, of course, is just in his 2nd year, but when you consider that Dedmon is a relatively inexperienced player, and he only plays 16 minutes a night here, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
Shot won't go for Chandler. The follow is good by Fareed, though.
Well, Pop wanted a foul there when Kawhi Leonard got clobbered by Jokic. There was a foul back the other way, too. I think Kenneth Fareed got bumped on his offensive rebound as well. So, all kinds of evens out in the wash.
20-second timeout for Pop and the Spurs with a 5-point lead, 42-37. Spurs shooting 52%, but the scary thing is the Nuggets only shooting 41%, but they're just 5 points down.
Well, this was what Pop was upset about right here in this area. And you can see Jokic is leaning into Kawhi there. That shouldn't have been a legal screen.
Yep. With you on that.
And not only that, that should have sent him to the bench with his third.
Oh, you did a great job. I'm letting you hear you bring the noise. Section 226.
Kawhi kind of walking stiff-legged here right now as well. Taking a couple shots lately.
Did great, but tonight the Academy Spirit section is section 225. Thanks for bringing the noise, fans, and remember Spurs fans.
Spurs leave for the rodeo road trip tomorrow. Memphis on Monday. And Memphis is wrapping up a 6-game road trip against Minnesota tonight. Minnesota leads them by 10 in the second. And I want to remind you that the game from Memphis on Monday is an 8:30 game. Be right here on Fox Sports Southwest. 8 o'clock for Spurs Live. And they're having clock issues once again here. And actually, Sean, lean over here, would you? Before you can get more airtime, because I know it's part of your contract.
I need it, yes. That fulfills the extra 10 seconds.
I saw the Memorial Day Miracle in the pregame show. So that was on, I think, for the 7th time this season.
Mark that one down.
Okay, yeah. I know you keep a tally of such things. Okay, now we got the clock issue settled because Sean got his airtime.
You knew that was the plan, Bill.
Well, of course.
I mean, come on.
To point it out to people.
You can't let people in on that one.
When a guy looks like that at 32, you want to show him as often as possible.
That's exactly right. I mean, the check is in the mail, my friend.
Oh, what a birthday party we had here with Philly the other night.
Oh, and after.
Oh,
that was even better.
I heard those stories. Here is Bono, whether Kawhi on the drive and draws the foul. Is it Jokic?
Number 15, Nikola Jokic.
Yes, it is. So, Jokic, he of the triple-double against Milwaukee, has picked up his 3rd foul, 8 minutes of play tonight. 4 points, no rebounds, and 2 assists. So, you want to control him? Get him on the bench.
Yeah, and there he goes, and he's upset about having to go to the bench. But that's how you kind of get the Nuggets offense bogged down. This guy's just such a versatile player. They've run so much offense through him. He's like a 6'10" point guard. And the way he sees the floor, every time he's off the floor, they're not nearly as good. As a matter of fact, he was out for 3 games a while ago. They went 1 and 2, and they just struggle when he's not on the court enhancing everybody else's game.
Yeah, he had a hip strain that caused him to miss those 3 games, and then the first game back was Milwaukee last night. You know, here's another guy. Speaking of him, everybody talks about, boy, you got to get in that lottery. You got to build your team with the draft. He was the number 41 pick.
Yeah, how about that?
I mean, the Spurs, of course, great evidence of that with people like Tony and Manu Ginobili, who are going to be Hall of Famers. Kawhi Leonard was, what, 14th as Leonard gobbles up this rebound?
I could see Pop admonishing everybody for not finding Jokic as well. He was upset he didn't get Isaiah Thomas that 1 year.
By the way, the score should be 44-37. It's wrong in the building, and it's wrong on our screen. So apologies there. There's all kinds of technical problems tonight. Danny Green makes it 46-37.
Danny Green getting clever there. He had the defense at his mercy early on in that possession with a nice ball fake.
The score is 46-37.
Scrambling at the scorer's table as fans are wondering, wait a minute. Yeah, the Spurs have a 9-point lead, their largest of the night. Nurkic tosses it up.
Yep, quick shot. That's what he does.
And got the rebound and puts it back up and in.
He's a big boy. He followed his miss, able to clean up the mess, and he kept that ball high once he comes down with the offensive rebound.
Kawhi Leonard with it out front. 46-39 Spurs. You're seeing it correctly now. And here's Leonard. Moutier. Kawhi in the claw. Tiptoes the sideline. Bringing it back. Green. Transition three. Somebody open the door.
He doesn't miss that badly.
I know he doesn't.
Number 1, Jameer Nelson.
I like the effort, though, from Kawhi just getting back and just destroying that shot by Moutier. Like, you're not going to make fun of my coach again. I'm going to blow this shot up.
Yeah.
That's to teach you a lesson.
Second block for Kawhi. If you're wondering what Sean is talking about, Pop was thrown out of the last meeting with the Nuggets, and Moutier right in front of him. Very demonstrative with the ejection imitation.
Yes.
And
then, of course, he issued, you know, the apology saying, "Oh, I didn't mean to show up. Pop, I was just having fun." I was like, okay.
yeah. And then Michael Malone was asked about it tonight before the game, and he goes, "Why might just join Pop tonight if he gets tossed?" He goes, "Kind of depends on what kind of wine he's got back there."
What he's got back there with his private stash. What he's got coming out of the tap in the coach's office.
Inside, a foul is called. It's on Chandler, I believe.
Offensive foul, number 21, Wilson Chandler's first.
And he's picked up his first. So Spurs bring it back, up 7. 4 minutes to go in the half here with the Denver Nuggets. Kawhi had it taken away. Nurkic. No tragic there.
No, not at all. Big call, threw it down with authority.
Pop with a timeout with 3:42 remaining here in the half, and Nurkic going end-to-end after the steal, filling in for Jokic. Spurs by a nickel before we get back to the play. Our trivia tonight, the 2 players in a Spurs uniform that ended up with 3,000 assists and 300 blocks. You're going with?
I'm going with the big fellas.
And Austin, 1985.
Oh.
Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili.
What, David wasn't passing the ball? That's what it was. Big Dave, he had 2,500 assists with him being told.
Well, you always used to say he didn't throw it to you enough.
Yeah, that's right.
You should have known better.
That's right. Big Dave wasn't passing the ball. I have to let him know about that when I see him.
Aldridge makes it 48-41.
He'll probably say that he would have had more assists had I made more shots. That'll be his argument.
Manu, by the way, got his 300th block in the last game against Philly. Chandler, and it bounces around, and then Nurkic sets it up in a nice little reverse by Gary Harris. And the Nuggets are doing just what Michael Malone wanted, staying in the game.
Going around.
Focus. 48-43 to score.
Well, we talk about Jokic's passing ability. That was a good pass there from Nurkic as well.
Marcus Aldridge makes it a 7-point game, 50-43. He's got 8. You haven't been with us from the get-go. You might have missed Manu's 16 points in 8 minutes to lead the Spurs. Nurkic is fouled here. That's a pretty good bet. He's a 50% free throw shooter. David Lee commits the foul. Nurkic tonight, 6.6 rebounds. And he shot 62% last year and 64 as a rookie. Manu comes back on.
It's got to be between his ears because he's got that last free throw there. He had great form on his shot.
Let's check in with Andrew Monaco.
Bill, you joked about Michael Malone saying he might join Pop if Pop gets tossed to enjoy some wine. It was because of that Michael Malone is a head coach. Here's why. Malone was let go in the New York coaching change with the Knicks. Pop helped him get a job with Mike Brown in Cleveland. Now, Malone didn't know Mike. So they were at an NBA event in Argentina for a week, and after sharing all that wine, Pop really got to like Michael Malone. Got him with Mike Brown in Cleveland. Also helped him with Monty Williams' staff in New Orleans. Yeah, when he got the Sacramento job, he told Michael Malone, be yourself. Be tough with your guys, but know that you care about them. They'll be with you when you're coaching them, and they're tough, and you're tough with them.
Yeah, good story, Andrew. Thank you. And Michael Malone, always quick to give praise to Pop and appreciates how much he's done for him. And not like in this call here. I don't think he's got any gripe here. He's got to complain about what wasn't called at the other end. Fareed has just picked up his third as Manu's at the line. And Ginobili ties his season high with 17 on that free throw. Make it 51-44. Spurs by 8 as Ginobili with 18 now.
What a first half from Manu. Just hasn't really had a bad game all year long.
Harris gets loose and Manu the foul as he bangs into Norkic.
Well, the Nuggets are running out of options here with their bigs. Fareed has to go to the bench now. So Wilson Chandler basically is going to be your power forward.
So Spurs swapping defensively here now as the foul into Harris. Barton on the drive, drops it down, and Harris, nice back cut, makes it 52-46. And Harris has got a half dozen. 1:20 to go in the half. Nelson guarding Tony Parker, gets by Norkic in the paint, scoop, score!
All kinds of holes in that defense. That's a simple screen at the top of the key, and Tony Parker gets all the way to the rim with no one stepping in front of him.
Nelson to Harris, another easy two the other way.
I think that bad defense is becoming contagious. Oh, we just come back and give up an easy one. Easy cut there by Harris. He gets an easy layup.
The Nuggets give up 111.6. That's 28th in the league. The Spurs only allowed 98.9. That's second. But you're right, a little porous at the moment. Tony answers again, though.
Virtually everybody out there can score the ball. Tony Parker making it look easy.
Doesn't for Parker. Nelson the miss, Kawhi the rebound. 35 seconds to go, taken away. There's Harris again.
Harris pulling the Manu Ginobili right there. Kawhi brought it down to Harris's territory, and he just took it away. You don't see that very often with Kawhi.
Not with those mids. Barton, and it pays off. Spurs get it back, shot clock off, 18 seconds to go. 56-50. Spurs won the previous two, 127-99 in Denver, 118-104 here. Oh, Tony has to go right off his foot, out of bounds. Denver with 4.6. Better not fall asleep here.
You better not, because already they've been proven to knock down a couple buzzer beaters.
Nelson. Chandler. Overlead. Nope.
There's not sound.
Spurs, a 6-point lead into the locker room, 56-50, shooting 53%. You'd see that ball too late. And the Nuggets denied this one. Ginobili, 18. Parker, a dozen for the Spurs. And they have a 6-point lead at the half. Katie Griffin coming up in just a moment. Stay with us here on Fox Sports Southwest. San Antonio 56, Denver 50. Spurs by 10. Looking forward to the rodeo road trip. And Papa John's is trying to take care of you folks. Enjoy half off your online order for all 8 games of the 2017 rodeo road trip. Go to GoPapaJohns.com. Use the promo code ROADTRIP50. That's ROADTRIP50. Special Spurs pizza boxes that we've got on display here tonight. Done by local artist Cruz Ortiz. And love my Spurs.
I like it.
And I like more importantly what's in there.
Yeah, I know you do because we smelled it earlier. And
yeah. Oh, there's cupcakes the other night. Now we're chowing down on pizza.
There's some, I don't have to open the box. I can tell there's some pepperoni in there and some sausage.
Papa John's taking care of us. I like the way people are starting to think around here. Feed the truck,
that's
feed
right.
the announcers.
That's right. Next thing you know, we're getting wings delivered to the game.
Whenever it's free, we jump on it. If it gets by the truck. Oh, Jokic wide open. A pop just covers his face like, oh no.
You know, he covers his face, but at the same time, those underneath out-of-bounds plays can get tricky. And you've got to actually communicate even more so than the regular half-court defense. Just a trick play there from the Nuggets.
Danny Green knocks down a Tar Heel triple. As Green coming in averaging 7 a contest and a dozen against Philly. And Danny gives the Spurs their largest lead, 63-52. Jokic.
Oh, wow. I mean, come on now. That's world class. He doesn't get an inch off the ground, but it's a beautiful spin move. Then he follows through with a little lefty, almost a sky hook.
Aldridge forces Fareed to come up on him, and he draws his 4th foul now with 9:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Fareed has been playing terrific for them of late. As Kenneth Fareed comes in here with 4 straight double-doubles, averaging 16 and 13 rebounds.
It just provides a ton of energy. And so you go right back at him.
Aldridge knows that Fareed's got to back off a little bit.
Yeah, can't be nearly as aggressive on the defensive end. Doesn't want to pick up another one. He'll have to sit until late in the 4th.
And L.A. with 10 along with 3 rebounds. Parker, the steal. Jokic chasing. Not in time. Again is Tony having a big night.
Oh, that big fella is not going to catch Tony Parker in the open court. He can do a lot of things, but speed and quickness isn't one of them.
Parker with 14. Remember, Ginobili with 18 off the bench in the first half. Jokic for 3, and it is good. Jokic on the year, 33% from deep. That's his 24th three-pointer.
Yeah, and I got to say, Bill, he's one of the more enjoyable young players to watch out there. Really, he's got a tremendous skill set as Kawhi Leonard comes back and gets 2 of those points back. But Jokic is a phenomenal player. If you just watch him and you love the game, he tried to get tricky. Tried to throw that little Manu, maybe crossover, a little bit of a spin there and lost it. But he's just a terrific fundamental player. He can shoot it. Beautiful passer, and his touch in the lane right now is second to none.
Here's Leonard with 13, and he draws the foul. Kawhi, by the way, his 80th consecutive game of double figures. Talk about consistency. This guy is the picture of it. 10th in steals in the NBA, 4th in free throws, and averaging 25.5 points a game, nearly 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Parker, 7 on the shot clock. Aldridge. But the ball slipped on him a minute, but there's Devin to come up with a second chance opportunity.
Dwayne just staying active, just out-jumps everybody on the offensive glass.
And Parker says thank you. He knocks down the perimeter, Jay. Tony with 16 now. Jokic slapped away out of bounds off the Nuggets. Spurs basketball. This might be the moment that Michael Malone was talking about. Spurs are up 14.
Yeah.
Can Denver hang with them, or can the Spurs put a little more into this run?
Yeah, just take a little short spurt here. Get a couple stops, some big plays, knock down a couple 3 balls. You know, jump it up to 20. That's usually our guys' MO. And that's how they blow games wide open.
Nuggets playing their 4th in 5 nights. Winning last night against Milwaukee in Denver, 121-117. They're 9-15 as a road team. Currently the 8th team in the Western Conference. 7 on the shot clock. Aldridge with 5. Draws the foul and nearly banked it in.
Wilson Chandler, that time, the victim in the low block. And good job by L.A. Once again, getting the defender off balance into him. Almost able to knock that down for 3 the hard way.
And Aldridge, 4 of 10 from the floor. 3 of 3 now from the free throw line in L.A. With 11 points, Spurs led by Ginobili's 18, Parker 16, Kawhi 13, LaMarcus 11 now, the double-figure scores. The other way, Jokic with 11, Chandler with 10 for Denver. Spurs add to that lead now 16, 73 to 57. Foul underneath will be on Tony Parker.
Yeah, he was holding, obviously. He got himself in a difficult situation there, guarding Wilson Chandler. That's all he could do there was foul. Otherwise, you're giving up an easy 2 points.
Nelson. Nope. Jokic. Nope.
He made that one, Joe. You see that? Juggling the ball. Just tries to tip it in midair.
Denver gets another opportunity. Nelson swings it back out. Chandler drives on Aldridge. And his second attempt draws a foul.
Or in that situation, just contest the shot by Wilson Chandler. Just kind of space him. Don't allow him to penetrate and beat you to the basket.
David Lee's going to check in for the Spurs. For Dwayne Dedmon. Dedmon sits with 7 points, 3 rebounds. Spurs being out-rebounded by 2. It's the top rebound percentage team in the league, the Nuggets. Chandler the miss, Aldridge the rebound. Here comes Danny Green. Parker. Down another one is Tony Parker. Talk about hot. 8 for 8 for Parker. Remember, in Denver, the only other meeting, Tony went 10 for 11 against the Nuggets.
All right, Tony grabbing once again. It's a good foul, though. And I like the way Tony's playing. You're saying he's 8 for 8 from the field. And this one he's shooting in. He's floating a little bit to his left and still knocks it down.
Lee off to Danny Green. 75-57. Danny Green.
That was the one right there. That's the one where he makes that. The Nuggets are ready to pack it up and go home. They got in and laid down at 3 in the morning. They're a little tired. You talked about it 4 and 5 nights. You got them down right now. Continue to put your foot on the gas.
Parker and Green misconnect on that one. Well, Denver, they're at number 8, Portland 9, and that's because Portland lost to Dallas last night while Denver was beating Milwaukee.
Yep.
The reason they lost to Dallas was Yogi Ferrell, the guy on the 10-day contract, got 32, hit 9 threes, and got a 2-year deal out of it. Spurs again turn it over.
That wasn't a well-run 3-on-2 there. Everybody was bunched up in the middle of the court. You got to spread it out. There's no room to make that pass. The 3-on-2, it's not just a fire drill where guys just running all over the place. You got to get your lanes. You got to space the floor.
Can you imagine what the process must have been? Yogi Ferrell gets 32 last night, goes back to his hotel room, whatever. His agent probably calls, guess what, dude? You got a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Nice night.
Off 1 game. That would be something else. He's actually played fairly well, but yeah, to put up 32. And listen, if you're Portland, you got to sit there and say, all right, already we're getting maligned for our defense. We gave up 32 to a guy on a 10-day.
Yeah, he played terrific. He played well against the Spurs his first game on that 10-day contract.
To drop 32.
Jokic tries to draw the foul, missed the shot, and did not get the call. And here comes Green and the Spurs.
He had the first one.
Timeout Nuggets. Spurs lead by 20.
Michael Malone was at the scorer's table waiting to call timeout after that one. Danny Green does a great job running the break, forces the defense to step up and stop him, drops it off to Kawhi for an easy flush.
Spurs a 10-0 run. That's a nice funny tape to show you here. The Spurs up by 20. David Lee on that turnover. He had the right thought, Sean.
Yeah, he did. He was trying to drop it off to LA, get it back, and he's thinking about what's next instead of thinking about catching the ball. Now let him know what's next. It's the Whataburger. What's next? Monday, February 6th, the day after the Super Bowl, of course, 8:30 p.m. on Fox Sports Southwest. And then Wednesday, just up the way a little bit. Philadelphia, that one's a 6 p.m. start on Fox Sports Southwest. And then Friday at Detroit, 6:30 p.m. That one on Fox Sports West as well. And I'm just, right now, I'm nervous. Yeah. The rumor has it that I will be in Detroit. And I will be there.
Oh, boy. We'll hear all those wonderful Love Detroit stories that you've...
Yeah, about the time my heat went out in my house, and I turned on all the ovens downstairs and opened the doors, and that didn't help.
David Lee. No, and here comes Denver. Denver getting that bucket to stop a 10-0 run, and the Spurs' largest lead was 20 a moment ago. Here is Nurkic.
And you can see that Michael Malone has pulled his starters. So he's got his second unit out there, and hopefully this crew doesn't get too cute with it, doesn't get too complacent. They close this third quarter off in style, and then we get to see, you know, DeJounte Davis, Jonathan Simmons, and Kyle Anderson. Those guys, you know, take care of the work in the fourth quarter. But these guys have to take care of business now.
Spurs got the third quarter off to a 21-7 start and hit 9 of their first 12 shots, while Denver went 3 of 12 and turned it over 6 times in the quarter already. Spurs taking advantage of it. Simmons has it, drops it off to David Lee.
He's got a little guy on him, so give him space.
Leonard, Patty Mills, flyby. Good day, mate. Mills knocking down the 3-ball. He's 5th in the NBA at 43%. It's his 89th of the year as Mills, his first 3 of the night, just his second shot overall.
Yeah, the Nuggets are running out of gas.
Oh, reaching foul on Patty Mills.
That's going to be called Patty Mills, second personal.
Patty Mills just tries to take the, first off, how about the wherewithal? He's going to step across the three-point line and come back. Knocks down that 3, and then I think he was the one who slapped the face of Nurkic.
Yep. Averaging 10 a game, Patty, as Nurkic with the miss at the free throw line. Nurkic 7 points, 6 rebounds in one meeting against the Spurs, 5 and 1 in the last one. Didn't play against Milwaukee last night.
Yeah, you know what? His free throw shooting don't, because it's 2 motions. It's not one continuous motion. And when he released that, his legs weren't moving at all, and his arms take over.
Kawhi with the miss. Lee with the retrieve. Kawhi in the paint. What an easy 2 for Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard now with 17. Parker and Ginobili lead the Spurs with 18 each. Aldridge and double figs with a dozen.
And it's turning into a free-for-all.
Barker left open and hits the jumper. Joel Anthony will check in for the Spurs in just a moment. Here is Lee. Rebound comes off to Murray the other way for the Nuggets. Leonard out on Barton. 2:48 to go in the third quarter. And on Gomez. Nope. Rebound. Patty Mills. Here comes the silver and black. Simmons. Oh.
He had the layup. He didn't realize it, but when he's picked up the ball and he's going off one leg, the rim was absolutely wide open. He had already predetermined what he wanted to do with that one.
Trying to get Aldridge another bucket before he takes a seat as Anthony comes in to replace him. Anthony had 4 points, 4 rebounds in the win against Philly. His 4th game as a Spur. Signed a second 10-day contract before that game. Moutier, Nurkic rumbles to the bucket. Pop takes a timeout with 2:19 to go in the third quarter.
Your Rumble was right. He's like a big fullback. They put that little chicken wing out there, not even a little one. That was a turkey wing. It was a big old wing. He threw out there, going to the basket, led with his elbow, and got that layup to fall.
Let's couple up next to your partner because it's time for the HEB.
While the Spurs catch their breath, we can tell you about a fun contest brought to you by Quality Urgent Care that you're going to want to be a part of on the rodeo road trip. Guess the total number of shots the Spurs take during the entire rodeo road trip. Any shots count, made or missed. Guess at Spurs.com, keyword quality, and you can win a flyaway trip for 2 to a Spurs road game. Contest ends at midnight on February 10th. So what would you throw out there? 8 games. What's a ballpark for a number of shots a team's going to get in the game?
How many good defensive teams you got there? Memphis is a good defensive team. Detroit's okay defensively.
The Knicks, Indiana.
Indiana's okay.
Orlando, the Clippers, Lakers.
So you got 8 games total?
Yep.
I'm going to throw out about 890
total shots.
875.
That's over 100 shots a game, big boy.
We're not getting 100 shots a game. Used to be we tried to get 100. All right, I'm going to go with, that's a little high. We're only getting 80 shots a game now, so, okay, let's go 685.
You're not going to try to mislead our audience, are you?
Yeah, that's
so
right.
you can now secretly enter a different number to win.
It's like the Price is Right.
That's right.
And if you overshoot it, you lose. So it's going to be in the 1200, folks.
Here's Murray with a miss. Hernan Gomez, nice fake and follow to score. And it's 82-65. Last 6 for Denver. Mills. Sweet.
Now they're just getting whatever they want now on the offensive end of the floor. Now it's a matter of sharpening up on the defensive end of the floor and not taking the rest of the game for granted. Use that time out there to get better.
We're told last year on the 8-game rodeo road trip, the Spurs took 671 shots. So put that into your thinking, folks.
Delay of game warning, Denver.
Delay of game warning against Denver as Murray now with 7 points on the night, 84-67. 1:20 to go. Spurs tonight, 30 of 50, or 53 for 57%. How about that? Patty Mills makes it 2 more. Mills warming up here in the third, 86-67.
Let me know when we miss again, Bill.
Moutier, are you just closing your eyes? Or,
No.
You're going to nap?
It was my birthday the other day.
You digging into that pizza and not paying attention? Kawhi on the drive, and foul is called.
I stayed up late on my birthday. Entitled to a nap sometime.
As Leonard goes to the free throw line.
I'm just waiting for DeJounte Murray and the cleanup crew to come in here, start putting on a show.
There'll be some more excitement. Don't you dare go away, folks. Kawhi Leonard missed. I'm just telling you, Sean, in case you aren't paying attention. As Leonard, his first miss of the night, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And Kawhi goes 1 of 2. Leonard now with 18. He and Parker and Ginobili all with 18. 47 seconds to go. Murray. Running off some picks and set up nicely for that shot.
He's a great scorer. He's going to have a terrific career.
Rookie out of Kentucky, averaging 8 points a contest, 32% from deep. But remember, 19 years old. Another Canadian in the NBA, 6'4", 207. Kawhi draws the foul.
Hit on the arm for sure. Try to hold that ball out there. And the big guy, was it Hernan Gomez, that gets him right there on the arm.
Actually called it on Nurkic. Nurkic with his third.
Yeah.
Kawhi. Point number 19. Kyle Anderson comes on for Jonathan Simmons. Spurs trying to get their 19th home win. 18-6 coming in tonight. Still a better record on the road than at home. At 20-5 on the road as they come prepared for that 8-game rodeo road trip. Moutier brings it back here. second-year player out of Arlington, Texas. He's 20 years old, averaging around 12 points, 4 assists per game. Takes it to Davis Bertans and scores.
That's his strong suit right there. It's not shooting the basketball. He's a terrific passer. Got great court awareness, and he can get creative around the rim.
Mills, buzzer beater. Yes! Oh, mama! Good on you, Patty! Knocks down the triple.
Let me know what we missed, Bill.
Go back to your nap.
Yeah. Patty Mills doesn't panic. He's got all kinds of time on the clock. Gets that one away, and he's got his feet underneath him. Little step-back jumper. Patty Mills knocking down yet another 3-ball.
Spurs, very impressive third quarter, 35-22, and take a 19-point lead into the fourth. Mills, who got all 10 of his points in the game in the third quarter, on the floor. Kyle Anderson, little hesitation jumper, won't go. Rebound to Nurkic.
Now take that ball all the way to the rim until somebody stops you.
Moutier in the paint against Anthony for 2. 91-74. Moutier with a half dozen. Simmons on the drive. Step through. Almost an and one.
Is that the opposite spin or the wrong spin on that one? That ball hits the glass, pops back left for him. But I love that Euro step getting all the way to the rim.
Well, the third quarter has been a sore subject until the Philly game. You know, the last 4 games before that, Spurs were outscored by quite a bit, in fact, in some of those games, and then turned it around against Philly, plus 11, and then tonight, outscoring Denver by 13. And Pop's got to be happy with the reaction after the half, as Leonard had 12 of his 19 in the quarter, and Mills 10, getting 10. Now Simmons at the line, and Jonathan pushes it to 93-74. Moutier. Nurkic took it away from 2 Spurs, and then in their effort to get it back, Bertans and Anthony. And a foul on Joel Anthony.
That's a big boy right there. You got to do your work early against Nurkic. Meaning, as soon as that shot goes up, you got to start rooting him out of the paint. If he's anywhere near that rebound, he has a good chance of getting it. He's got good hands, and he's just awfully big.
279 pounds, a 7-footer. Floater from Murray. Makes it 93-76. Murray, another impressive night against the Spurs. He's got a dozen on 5 of 8 shooting. Jonathan Simmons counter.
Smart play there by Jonathan. Getting more and more comfortable out there.
Simmons with 5.
That's just a little screen. Finds himself with a nice in-between shot, about 10-footer.
Murray on another nice feed this time.
That's from Nurkic that time. And Murray, I can't say enough about his offensive game right now.
Simmons back to Mills, to Bertans on the drive. It's Hernan Gomez, and a rebound, Hernan Gomez.
I like the thought there by Davis. I mean, he was already moving toward his drive before the pass reaches him.
Inside to Nurkic. Wild shot. Hernan Gomez can't follow with it. And Patty Mills comes out of there, works the bigs. Anderson.
He had the lane wide open there. Just a little hesitation cost him.
Simmons, step back 3. Oh, yes. Or, yeah, they're going to give him 3. Had to check. As Simmons makes it 98-78.
Jonathan Simmons taking advantage of his playing time, that's for sure.
Barton. Oh, spinning move and out of control. He whistled for the foul.
Unfortunately, he couldn't spin around Joel Anthony.
No.
He just spun right into him. It was fancy.
Was it purposeful?
Yeah, but no. No, it wasn't.
It didn't get the job done.
He got the crowd that ooh and all, yeah.
It was unusual.
I remember, he had that 360 dunk here. A couple years back, I believe, when he was playing for the Blazers. He got one late in the game when we were getting blown out. Might have been a military appreciation night. Threw down that 360 late in the ball game.
In the paint, Jonathan Simmons. And the Spurs 22-point lead now. Biggest has been 23. And the Spurs, Bertans with a block on Moutier. Murray misses. Patty Mills bringing it back for the Spurs.
Now, Patty wants a couple guys to run with him out there.
His floater no good. Anthony. Yeoman's work inside.
Just too strong.
Spurs' largest lead.
He's able to get in there because Patty Mills pushes the ball in the open court. He establishes position underneath, and it's a strong rebound with soft touch. Going back at the basket. He's already established underneath, able to use his strength and power and touch underneath.
This Thursday, February 9th, the Austin Spurs will be featured on Fox Sports Southwest when they take on the Texas Legends at 11 a.m. Just last night, Bryn Forbes and DeJounte Murray helped lead the team to a 108-103 victory over the RGV Vipers. Bryn Forbes scored 20 points and DeJounte Murray added 19. The team also features Spurs training camp players like Livio John Charles, Patricio Garino, and Ryan Archidiakono. So tons of talent. You're going to want to check them out. That's this Thursday, February 9th at 11 a.m. Matt Bonner and Andrew Monaco will have the call on Fox Sports Southwest.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. And on cue, DeJounte Murray in the ball game for the Spurs. Here is Hernan Gomez, knocks down the triple.
Right off the bat, how about that?
Pop calls it timeout. He said somebody didn't listen in the huddle.
That's exactly right, and it's not time to just lollygag and goof off out there.
I don't think I want to be on the bench for this one. We'll take a break. Lori Rossini, our graphics guru, got her daughter there. Maddie Rossini is at the game tonight. Yeah, look up on cue, that beautiful smile. The one redeeming member from the truck.
That's right.
Bertans has it taken away. Moutier. Anderson, good contest, and Simmons comes away with it.
Long arms to get that shot over, that's for sure.
DeJounte Murray. Here's Kaylee giving the report on DeJounte's play in Austin last night. As another nice performance. Loose one squirts out, and Bertans, the control, off to Anderson. Simmons. Murray. And now DeJounte with 7:53 to go out to Jonathan Simmons.
DeJounte a little hesitant there. He's got a big guy on him. That's your cue to take that big guy to the basket.
Simmons. Rebound to Hernan Gomez. O'Brien knocks down the jumper. His first play on the floor.
Big fella just sizes that shot up.
Johnny O'Brien out of LSU, his third year. 23-year-old, 6'9", 257, averages 2 points a rebound a game.
Looked like he knew what he was doing there, stopping on a dime, letting that ball fly.
DeJounte Murray with a little lefty off the window.
He's not bashful. He comes in the game, he's immediately looking to score.
Here's the other Murray from Denver. He ain't bashful either as Jamal Murray. Remember, he had 13 and 6 the last time here against the Spurs. Got 16 tonight and 7 of 11 shooting. He's done it in 16 minutes. Davis!
Good Lord, Bill. When I say in the open, he shows you something new every game. We haven't seen that lefty dunk from them. We saw it off 2 feet the other night, but not moving right down the middle of the lane, throwing it down with authority. That was something else.
Bertans. He's drawn the eye of the opposing teams. There's Michael Malone saying enough good things about him that said when you first look, you don't realize how athletic he is and all the parts of his game, and then you throw in basketball IQ on top of it, and you got the makings of a pretty good young ball player.
He's got a great feel for the game, a great sense for the game already.
Hernan Gomez with a miss. The rebound comes off to Simmons as we get under 6 minutes to go here.
But Davis, once he really matures and reaches his potential, he's going to be a guy that's going to be 15 to 20 points a game. I don't doubt that he could be even higher than that because he just has a knack for scoring the ball, and he makes the right decisions out there, and he's fearless.
Timeout call with the Spurs up 22, 108-86. Well, they've averaged 122 in the first two meetings against the Nuggets, and they may get there again tonight the way this one is going. The Spurs up 20. And it gives us a moment to have a little tech talk presented by Dayhill with Mr. Sean Elliott.
Well, let's look at Davis's last play here. Here he is in the corner, being guarded by Hernan Gomez. Now, Jonathan Simmons is going to come set a screen, and Joel Anthony sets one. And as Davis comes up, Hernan Gomez is going to try to go underneath the screens. And Davis, this is something you just can't teach. Right here, you freeze it. Look at how Gomez, his feet are off the ground. They're together. He's already beaten, but he doesn't know it. He thinks he's in the play, and Davis immediately rips that ball through, puts it down, and the help defenders are staying at home. No one steps up and stops Davis. He goes all the way down the paint for a beautiful lefty dunk. That's your Dayhill Tech Talk.
Mike Miller, the vet in the ball game, hands it off, and driving and scoring on that play, Malik Beasley, rookie out of Florida State, another youngster, 20 years old, averages 3 points a game. First action against the Spurs in the third meeting, and the final meeting, by the way. Spurs and the Nuggets only play 3 times, as Davis drops another 3-pointer on Denver, as Bertans coming in the second best among rookies in 3-point shooting percentage. And Davis with 5, 2 rebounds, and here comes Murray. Simmons! Oh, the juice all over Denver.
Now, we've seen that combination before. DeJounte Murray running the break in the open court, dropping it off to Jonathan Simmons running that right wing.
113-88. Denver counters. Beasley again. 113-90 now.
This is what I was waiting all night for, though, Bill. See these youngsters on the court.
And the Spurs shooting 59% tonight, holding Denver to 44. DeJounte Murray. Anthony couldn't control the rebound, and it comes off to Mike Miller.
That move had just a little too much style on it.
Denver's Jamal Murray with a bucket. 22nd timeout by Pop, with the Spurs lead cut to 20.
You see Pop talking to his young point guard. They're just trying to settle him down. He got a little fancy on that last shot, and I'm not sure. Jonathan Simmons out running that right wing, and you see the pass right on the money. Jonathan gets a chance to show off his athleticism. Those guys are dynamic in the open court. You see Dwayne Dedmon celebrating.
It's a shame these guys don't get along, isn't it? I'll tell you what. Hey, folks, never been a better time to buy or lease a new Kia. In fact, if you buy or lease a new 2016 or 2017 Kia from any San Antonio area Kia dealership, you receive a pair of tickets to 5 Spurs games. Offer ends February 13th while supplies last. The next Spurs home game is next month, March 1st, when Indiana comes calling. The Spurs head out for the rodeo road trip. Tomorrow flying to Memphis, and that'll kick it off with an 8:30 game against Memphis here on Fox Sports Southwest Monday night. And that means Spurs live at 8 o'clock. Bertans gives it off to Simmons, and now to Kyle Anderson. Simmons, a wide open jumper. And Simmons with 16. He and Mills both in double figures. And the team, when Patty or Simmons scores double figures, is 32-2. On the drive, a foul called here. The Spurs passing the century mark for the 27th consecutive game. How about that?
32-2 when those guys scoring double figures.
Yeah, either one.
That tells you, you have balanced scoring for sure. And our guys are especially tough to beat.
Murray at the free throw line. And the Spurs' depth paying off in the absence of Pau Gasol, who we were told the other night is coming along well from that fractured metacarpal. And Pop said he's working out so much that there he is. He said that Turn sideways, you can't see him anymore.
Sounds like my rookie year, at least my freshman year in college. Those were the good old days. You could eat whatever you wanted, and it never showed.
Yeah, it is
not so much anymore.
Simmons missed. Denver rebound with 3.5 to go. Murray drops it off here. And the offensive foul is called.
He just tried to break the door down instead of knocking politely. He just tries to ram his way through here like a bull in a china shop. And there's Jonathan Simmons sacrificing his body. He's learning from Monta Ginobili how to do that, by the way. He's drawing as many charges as anybody else on the team.
O'Brien committing the foul. Murray out front. Here is Bertans. 3-minute mark. Simmons 6 on the shot clock. Anderson behind the arc. Off the iron. Spurs, to show you their balance tonight, 6 in double figures without a player with 20 points. Anderson picks the pocket of Denver.
Look out for
got Murray. Oh, DeJounte with a hammer.
That's what Kyle wants to do. I'm not so sure he's concerned about scoring the ball. He just wants to set the table for his teammates. It's a terrific steal, using those long arms, and then just the pass right on the money. Tremendous touch for DeJounte to go up there and show off. Every
Spur knew that was coming. O'Brien with a turnaround jumper. That's why you stick around, folks.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't want to miss this kind of
you don't miss that. You don't want to miss the young guys.
Simmons, nope. Rebound, Hernan Gomez. Spurs still shooting 57% on the night, and they have forced 20 turnovers and come up with 28 points off of those. So when you're thinking, and remember this, Denver scores 110 a game, traveling call here.
Yeah.
Spurs have held them to 97, and they may end up coming close. Who knows that? But
defense is much better.
Yeah.
And they took advantage of a team that was running a little low on gas. And how about the pass in the open court? That's your point guard of the future, ladies and gentlemen. Your point guard catching lobs.
For the Bud Light player of the game, if I can spit it out.
Well, it starts with Kyle Anderson using those long arms, just takes it away from Murray, and then beautiful pass right on the money. DeJounte Murray gets his chance to show off. It's not just Jonathan Simmons that can get off the ground on this team. Look at DeJounte there, throwing it down with authority, having way too much fun out there. I love it. The young guys showing their stuff here late in the ball game.
Murray, by the way, 19, 7, and 8 assists for Austin last night. Simmons. Back to DeJounte for 3. Bertans for the rebound. Back out to Murray with 1:30 to go. Simmons counted down. 10 on the shot clock. Into the paint and score.
I love that move. That spin move, when he turned his back, he still had the option to pass it. The defense doesn't quite know what he's going to do with it. He turns over that left shoulder and finishes off the play. Nice smooth there from Jonathan.
And Simmons with 18. Remember, his season high came in the season opener against the Golden State Warriors when he had 20. And tonight he's got 18 and 21 minutes.
That was a world-class spin move there. It was slow and deliberate. Didn't have to be fast. Kept the defense off balance. Still scores the ball.
Anthony inside. Nice pass. And then Bertans with the reverse. Goodness gracious.
Get out of here. That's insane.
What is going on here?
I'm telling you. He's going to be something else.
Guy has got more game every night.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he brings something else out to show you. Hey, by the way, I can do this.
And 19 fast break points tonight. We'll keep cheering them on, folks. For each fast break point the Spurs score, Break Check donates $20 to the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio. Win for the Spurs and the kids, and they're winning big tonight. Thanks to the Spurs, 19 fast break points.
Kick ball.
And kick ball. Spurs will get it back. And will they take a shot is the only question left to be answered here as Tony Parker, the guy, starting to head to the locker room. Don't go yet. You never know what you're going to see in the last 10 seconds.
You might miss something.
You know, somebody will come in there and go, did you see that?
That's right. Well, though, I think they have run out of time here.
Yeah.
We've seen what's happened in the past where a guy has taken a shot in this situation.
Might be their last one for a while.
Exactly.
That'll do it as the Spurs. Recess was fun tonight. 121-97 as they sweep the Nuggets. And Spurs go to 39-11 through the first 50 games of the season and end the 4-game homestand with a victory. And Pop with a win, getting 1,128. No coach with more wins with one franchise than Greg Popovich, passing the great Jerry Sloan and Red Auerbach a distant third at 795. That is very special.
Congratulations, old man.
Wow, that is really something. And we don't want to hear about it, but what a job he has done in this whole organization to lead them to that kind of record in that period of time. The Spurs bringing home the W. Each month, Whataburger giving away a pair of tickets to a Spurs home game. It includes Whataburger delivered to your seats during the game. To enter, log on to Spurs.com and enter keyword What a Win. One grand prize winner will win 4 tickets, Whataburger delivered to their seats, and an autographed Spurs jersey. So the Spurs, boy, did they get it done tonight. 6 in double figures, 57% shooting, and we were happy because we were fed. Stay tuned for Spurs Live with exclusive post-game sound, highlights, and analysis right here on Fox Sports Southwest.